Hey everybody, peace and blessings to you. I hope this video makes you well. I'm Letitia. I'm a 42-year-old home managing, homeschooling, millennial mama 5 immigrant living in the US. I am an infj empath, intuitive, light worker, energy reader, aspiring writer, poet, and this channel is Letitia Learns Life, and the whole intention and goal behind this channel is for me to share my mental downloads, my ideas, my spiritual uploads, the things that I feel in my soul, in my gut, the vibes that I feel in my body, the energy, the things that I absorb. It is to share the things that I learn, the things that I discover, my opinions, my ideas. It is all me, all me. This whole channel is me. Everything that I talk about and discuss on this channel is sharing the world as I see it, because as far as I'm concerned, in my opinion, the world as it is for every person, the world is relative. You know, our worlds could be so different. And the reason that I feel like we're going through such a chaotic moment right now is because we have been granted the gift of technology and connection in a way in which people can use technology to easily deliver a message, whether it be a message of truth, love, or a message of lies and hate. All of us have the potential to easily and quickly deliver a message. So we have the ability and the opportunity to hear other people's perspectives and hear other people's lies and other people's propaganda and other people's untruths, but other people's beliefs. We get to hear how people learn, how people create, how people love, how people receive the world, and how people, what people believe in. We get to hear all these things, and a lot of people, aren't able to handle that very well. We go on and we judge and we get on people's pages and channels and things that they create, and we comment negatively, especially when somebody is just sharing their authentic perspective on things. We comment negatively towards it, and we treat people very badly and disrespectfully, as though they don't have a right to have an opinion, and they don't have a right to express their opinion, express their feelings and their emotions, and share how they see the world. Now, in a way, I do understand sometimes we're getting on somebody's post and putting them in a place where that matters, because there are some people that what they are spreading, the ugliness and the negativity and the horrible things that they are putting out and spreading, can do a lot of damage. It could hurt people. It could do a lot of damage. So sometimes you want to stand up for other people. You want to stand up for and speak out for other people when they are being bullied and disrespected and treated badly, on the internet. And honestly, I just think that it is just so complicated. It is complicated because it's a delicate balance between picking our battles, moving on, scrolling on, and speaking and not feeding the ugly things that people post for attention, not feeding it and giving it that push and that boost, to get in front of as many people as possible, because they get so much attention that the algorithm is like, yes, you are enjoying this, so let me push this out to as many people. It's a complicated balance. It's a complicated balance, to figure out how to navigate this new world, the new world that we're in. So anyway, I want to share my February 28th, 2025 thoughts. I just spent some time on Blue Sky, and one thing today, what has been, and so it has been an economic blackout day, the first of what maybe many or the first of some. I don't know how many there will be, but today has been and is an economic blackout day, where people are being asked not to spend any money, no gas, don't buy any food, no purchases at all, don't use your card, nothing, no your credit cards, you know, no purchases. You know, some people, we're kind of making a little exceptions where you would say if you have to purchase something, purchase locally with a small business and all that, you know. But it is at the time of this recording, don't know when this will be posted, but it is an economic blackout day. And I guess like we won't really find out what the results of that is, so maybe like some data comes out. I don't know how we are going to know how that went. It's left to be seen. At the moment that I'm recording is 3:17 p.m. I have been spending time scrolling on Blue Sky, which I don't do regularly because Blue Sky, my Blue Sky algorithm has been is extremely political. It is not an escape. It is a place where people use to organize and inform and to be among pro-democracy people, you know. So it's for the anti-fascists, really. I don't know if there's anybody other than anti-fascists on Blue Sky, but that is what my Blue Sky algorithm is all about. That's the people. I have over 600 and something followers, and I don't know where the hell those followers came from. I started with 100 and something, and then one day I just got like followers after followers after followers. So I believe that I may have been placed on one of those lists that people share to boost other accounts, because my following just kept growing and growing and growing. And I go on Blue Sky sometimes to see if I could get a gist of what is going on, a feel for what is going on. So today has been all about Zelensky and the meeting in the Oval Office with the two of the smallest men on the planet. One of the tiniest men on the planet, and then the Manchurian candidate, you know. And I make a conscious decision not to watch anything directly with anything to do with any of these people, because it is very triggering. It brings the vibe so low. It brings me, I have to go so low, you know, to be in that space, because these are, as far as I'm concerned, the worst. They're an absolute representation of the worst of humanity, the worst of humanity. They reflect egotism and gluttony and greed and corruption and narcissism and bullshit and lies and just everything about that space is so low and so negative. It is too much. So I tend to get my information from other, you know, other posters, you know, people that are posting who are filtering the information for me, and I'm okay with that. So I got a gist of what was said and how it ended, and as far as I'm concerned, as far as I've gathered from my own personal understanding, and then it didn't end the way Donald Trump and J.D. Vance, two of the smallest men, two of the many teeny small men in leadership right now on this planet. It didn't end, from what I gathered, it didn't end how they wanted it to end. It just ended in shouting and bullying and like kindergarten style bullying, you know, like little toddlers, like little children, and like just pathetic men just trying to use their power to bully and to steal and to take. And I have to say this. Out of all the leaders in the world right now, out of all the leaders in the world that has been in leadership over the time that I've been paying attention to politics, like for, the span of from, between 2020 and now, right? The one person that I think of when I think about a hero, when I want to label somebody a hero, I would have to say that my hero is Zelensky, President Zelensky. And I would have to say that he is the most resilient, courageous, brilliant person in leadership right now in the world. And it kind of reminds me, of Winston Churchill, from the Winston Churchill that was represented in the documentaries that I watched. Winston Churchill, an imperfect man who I don't know everything about, so whatever his flaws was, I don't know what his flaws was. I don't know where he misstepped or what he did wrong or all that. What I do know is his strength and resilience when his people and his country needed him. And that same strength and resilience I see in Zelensky, President Zelensky. And, he is the right amount of balance and courage and class and intelligence, and I appreciate that. Now, it's always very risky to step out and put yourself out there talking about a hero that somebody in leadership these days that you respect, because it feels like these leaders kind of like let you down. They do what they do, and sometimes you don't understand why they do what they do. You don't understand why they do what they do and the decisions that they make. But honestly, I absolutely appreciate that today, President Zelensky stood strong, and he did not, from what I hear, this deal that I don't read it, or I don't know directly. This is secondhand information from a podcast that I listened to today, and I've heard more than one sources say this. The initial deal was like they were trying to take half the country's wealth, or a lot of it, and they were trying to take it without giving something in return now or in the future, but more so as a thank you for what has been already given by the United States. And that's if that's like the case, which I absolutely can totally believe that that's the case, that's some fucked up shit. That is some fucked up shit. And I think these men are bullies, like just plain old silly little bullies, right? And what makes me upset, I hate that. First of all, I'm very, very upset, for lack of better words, but upset that they had ever been allowed to find their way in this position and be back in the White House to continue that Donald Trump is back in the White House to continue what he started when he was president the first time, to continue to steal and to take and to purge and to switch over like public servants, purge the leaders, the country of the public servants, the people that serve the public, the people that do the work to keep the country going, right? To replace them with people in his image, the same kinds of people that he is, the smallest people on the planet, small in terms of the tiny little, it's small in terms of who they are as people. They lack integrity. They can lie, like I always say, they can lie like nobody's business. They steal, they take, They are takers. They're takers. And they're thieves. And they are dishonest. And they are cruel. And they're the smallest people on the planet. And I've been using a phrase for the party that is, and I've made videos and put out stuff about it. I call them the rat party, the rat, R-A-T, rat, the rat party, and that is no disrespect to rats, but in the more metaphorical sense, I said rat because it is a metaphorical way of referring to the party, the rats that just came out of nowhere. They came out of nowhere because the Pied Piper came to town and he started to blow his pipe of lies, and all the rats just came out. All the rats just got elevated and replaced, the old-time politicians, the old-time conservatives, the good old GOP, and they replaced them and took their positions and chased them out of the party because they took over the place. So he called them out. And the other reason I use the word rat is because rat, begins with R, and Russia also begins with R. And I truly believe that these people are traitors. They have betrayed their country, and they have basically hand their country over to Russia, because I believe that Donald Trump is a Russian asset. I believe that. That is my opinion. And someday the truth will come out. But the truth has already started to come out. But what they have done is they have performed tricks. They did a thing called muddying the waters, or according to Steve Bannon, they flooded the zone, and they aligned themselves with the billionaires, and the billionaires own everything. The technocrats own everything, and the billionaires own everything. So while we were enjoying shopping at Amazon, I loved Amazon, and I love the idea of what Amazon. I don't shop at Amazon as much as I used to, but I still rely on Amazon in certain ways. And when the time comes to resubscribe to my annual subscription to Prime, which has gone up since when we first subscribed, gone up immensely because of the pandemic. When it's time to resubscribe, it's not going to be that easy for me to not, because there's a lot of things to consider. But I don't feel the same way about Amazon as I used to, and I don't shop at Amazon as much as I used to. But, like Amazon and Google, we use Google, and I don't know, Google to me, it seems like at the moment is less bad than some of the others, but Google is also a source that we use that we have to pay attention to. We have to pay attention to the algorithms that they're boxing us in, and the reality and the worlds that they're creating for us. And we got to make sure that our entire world isn't online. Our entire world isn't connected to the digital. Actual physical connections are important, because we could be living in completely different worlds right now. We could be living in different worlds, like living in the bubble where everybody in my algorithm is pro-democracy, but then outside in the world, there's a lot of people that are still being fooled, that still don't know what's going on, that still don't know how much danger we're in, and how bad it is, So there's a few things that I wanted to say, just wanted to say them for the sake of saying them. I believe, and I know I said this already, so I'm going to say it one more time. I believe that this man is a Russian asset. I believe that he is the architect, one of the architects of a new world order, like rearranging the order in which the world operates. And I just do not ascribe to live in a world created in his image. He is not fucking God. He is not God. I do not ascribe to living in a world created in his image, because the world that today I saw pop up on my feed that he signed an executive order naming English language as the official language of the US, which is something that has never happened, because there are many various people who speak various languages in the US. That is a petty executive order. A lot of their executive orders are very, very petty. And the thing that is it is not as much a bother of what he's doing as it is a bother of what people that know better are doing. The executives and the billionaires in the executive offices, like, and the firing of all the black people in leadership roles, in historic roles, which people are starting to get fired and laid off. And a lot of the people that are getting fired and laid off are people of color, and brilliant, intelligent, accomplished black people. And what they sound so small when they say DEI. Beyonce won Grammy award or awards, I don't know, for her country album DEI. Kendrick Lamar performed at the Super Bowl 2025 Super Bowl halftime show, and then you see people say DEI. Every accomplishment of every black person, they yell DEI. They sound so pathetic and small and stupid, and all these companies that big brand companies that throw their customers under the bus, by rolling back their DEI initiatives, their diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. How small are these people? How small and sad and pathetic are these executive orders and what they're doing, and what they're taking away and destroying and dismantling, and like literally just what they're doing makes absolutely no sense. In the big picture, it makes no sense. It is the concept and design of small people wearing big boy costumes, talking about costumes. President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, like some reporter asked in the I see that somebody wrote that the reporter's name was Glenn. Some reporter asked, why don't you wear suits? Isn't it the people, the American people, I don't remember the exact words, I'm going to paraphrase. Speaking for the American people, they would find it disrespectful, to this, to the honor of the office, and he says he will wear a costume. He'll wear a costume when the war is over. And then he jokes. I think he jokes, or he says, because I don't know the context in terms of how they said it. I'm just reading the words that people are transcribing, because I'm only even paying attention to this meeting because of Zelensky, because I try to just avoid paying attention to anything to do with these pathetic, small, disgusting men. But he says, I'll probably wear something like what you're wearing, something like that. And I absolutely love that he chose to use the word costume. I will wear a costume when this war is over, when this war is finished, and it's so true. I think the only person in that office that is an authentic person, that isn't wearing a damn costume, is Zelensky. A courageous, resilient, wartime president and hero, standing up for democracy. Standing up for democracy when a lot of world leaders right now, a lot of the world leadership is moving in the opposite direction. You know, and something else that I wanted to say, that I say sometimes, I throw them in some of my videos every once in a while, I say them. But I want to say that this is an illegitimate president for more reasons than one. The American people don't deserve this, to be honest. A lot of the American people don't deserve this. I'm very saddened by what people are going to have to go through unnecessarily because of the evil of this world, because of the darkness of this world, because of the conditioning over years and years and years of conditioning and the mindsets of the people, that what we have been conditioned to, how we've been conditioned to see the world and to think and to move into the world, move through this world. And now we are trying to free ourselves and release our shackles and move into a different direction, a direction that is more motivated by love, more motivated by living and joy and goodness, and not being just like a machine, a machine that just keep how to put it in a machine that just keeps on moving and moving and moving and keeping the world turning and keeping the world turning until we die. And that's it. We've never lived our lives. We've never experienced being alive and living and enjoying our lives. And I have another video that I want to create, and I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to create it because the energy that I have been feeling from being on Blue Sky and from taking in this meeting from the perspective of all these horrible men trying to the smallest little men in costumes, and also sitting on the same couch with the Manchurian candidate J.D. Vance. Sitting on the couch was Marco Rubio, somebody that had sold his soul, looking extremely uncomfortable and being very quiet, because he knows that he sold his soul. And I don't even want to know what the vibes feel like in the room, how people are probably just uncomfortable in their own skin as much as they wear their costumes and say the words and try to be fake and artificial. There's a whole bunch of people in a room with wearing their costumes, and the only person not wearing a costume is Zelensky, the most courageous person and strongest, resilient person in that room. And I pray that he is able to navigate this and make the best decision for his people. And he does not, like what a lot of these leaders have done, clear the way for these bullies to bully and to pounce on people that aren't as powerful in terms of money and power and position and privilege and platform and noise and prestige and all the P words that is as technically, by the world standards, more powerful than that are technically more powerful than the people that they're trying to pounce on and bully just because they have more power, just because it's a bigger nation. This man, the smallest man in the world, is trying to create this to transform this country into its own image, and this is based on the ideology and the opinions and the feelings and the mindsets of a smaller group of people, just more privileged, and all the P words that I just said, but a smaller number of people. They're outnumbered. And There's this meme that I saw one time that I screenshot, where they had these all these white men around a table, like if they were playing a board game, like that looked like and had that vibe like Monopoly, and all the there were people underneath, and the board game was on top of their backs, and it said at the top, "If only the people would stand." You can imagine they're pressing on your back. What do? You stand. What's gonna happen? The table will fall. It will crumble, and then that's probably what happened now. People have to remember their power. People have to remember their power, and they have to engage. And even though it's painful, because I get it, it's painful. I had to breathe, because I was feeling that. The heaviness and the disgust. The feelings that you feel. Like I said, I've learned to not be as triggered as before. So thank God for that. But you still feel it. You still feel it. You still feel, especially in moments, for me, especially in moments when these, you're looking at them, they look pathetic and small, but they're sitting there like bullies. So anyway, apparently, Donald Trump kicked Zelensky out to the White House and canceled the press conferences that it was supposed to have. And then I saw this post on Blue Sky where they are cutting. Let me see if I can find it. Probably ain't gonna find it now. Just one post, so I don't even know. But they canceled the meeting, they canceled the press conference and canceled the meeting and all that kind of stuff. Canceled the press conference, kick them out of the office, and trying to cut some aid or whatever. I don't know what I saw. So yeah, I think I said that he's an illegitimate president for more reasons than one, and that's another video for another time. And again, today was and is around 3:57 now. It is Economic Blackout Day, the first of what I believe will be more, and I don't know how this is going to end. It's hard to imagine how this is going to end without violence, without actually having to drag these people out. I don't know. I am a light worker. I try to keep my vibrations high, so I'm not gonna be in the streets. I'm gonna be one of the people that just try my best. I'm gonna observe, really, and I'll try my best to pass on information. But right now, my platform is not big enough to make very much of a dent. And right now, I have very little people in my life. I send the poster to the few people that I knew about the blackout. But what I would say to people is, like, if you got a community and you got opportunity, like, actually talk to people directly. You cannot only rely on passing on messages online. You actually have to talk to people. You have to be courageous and resilient like Zelensky. You have to be in the room that is uncomfortable and have uncomfortable conversations, and let people shout at you if they must, but say what you have to say and speak the truth, because that's the only way that you're going to protect yourself. Well, forget about yourself. That you're going to protect your people and your planet and the future. And you're going to be able to help pass on a better future to future generations. So I'm going to end this video here. Thank you for watching. Peace and blessings. I'm going to stop this and record another one, because I had some videos that I've wanted to record for days and I couldn't. And I finally got my voice to start speaking. And I was worried that my voice would have been frozen, because I couldn't get past the heavy energy of all of that nonsense. But speaking it out has helped me, and I am in a better place now, and I can now go and record the other ideas that I had, the other recordings that I've been sitting on for a while. I could go get them out now. So thank you for listening. Peace and blessings and a lot of love.